Hey guys, in this tutorial, I'm going to show you just how to use Google Drive in a few different ways. I'm going to assume that you've used Google Drive before, so none of this should be really all that new. But I like to walk through a few particular steps for how we'll be using Google Drive in this module. Um, a couple months ago, maybe a couple weeks ago, I created a shared folder for you. It's a folder that I own, but you have access to, and you and I are the only two people who are privy to it. To find that, you're going to want to log into Google Drive with your regular Rowan credentials. And let me share my screen with you so you can kind of see this. Once you get inside of Drive, you're going to go to the Shared with Me tab here on the left. And since this was a while ago, and these are often organized by share date, you might have to search for this. But the name of the folder that I made for you is your last name, comma, first name, and in brackets, IWA. So really, I think all you have to do is search IWA here, and it should come up. You might have to change some things to try to find it, but I basically made a sample one here from my Gmail account. And so here you see from that Gmail account I shared with my Rowan account, and I'm under shared with me. If I click on that, voila, I should see an empty folder. So what this does is it allows me to just sort of jump in and see your work without having to ask you for permission or have you to send me emails. If you just put work in here, I can access it very easily, and I'll show you how in just a second. What I'm asking you to do first is add a couple of folders in this folder. So the first folder is going to be called My Intro, and you're going to go to do that. You're going to hit New Folder and just title it My Intro and hit Create. And you should see it show up here. And then it disappeared. Where did it go? Let me refresh it. For some reason, it's not showing up. I'm going to create another folder in this one called Phono Project. I want you to do the same thing. I'm just going to assume it didn't show up because of a glitch. So let's see here. Okay, so let me go back to my shared with me folders. And I'm going to see if that saved it in that folder. Hopefully it did. Yeah, I don't see it here. Oh, there's one of them. Maybe it's just a little bit of a lag today. Okay, so there was a glitch and these folders ended up showing up. One thing I want to note here is that if you don't want to have to like kind of dig around for this folder anymore, because we're going to be using it a little bit in this module, you can pull down the tab here and just add to starred. And then every time you want to find it, assuming you don't have a lot of starred stuff, you can just find it there. You can also change the color of this, so I can change it to red. Maybe I can find it a little bit more easily, but if I go to starred now, here it is, it's red and it's there, and I can pull that open and voila. So the next step I want you to do here is go into the My Intro folder, click New, Google Doc, create and share. It's giving me that warning because it's telling me I'm sharing it with my teacher. And first thing I want you to do is go up here and title it Script. And then here, what I'm asking you to do is to use this document to tell the class a story about your relationship to music. I have more specific directions on the course site. In fact, I'm just going to copy and paste that into this document right now so you can see that. The assignment is to, again, tell us about your relationship to music. This is very open. It can be about your favorite artist, album. It could be an instrument you were forced to play in high school. It could be a memorable concert. Just give yourself 10 minutes to write this draft. It's going to change based on where we're going with this. But for now, that's all I'm asking you to do. Okay, so far we've got it's a shared folder. We're kind of playing around with it. Later on, you're going to be using this folder, the Phono Project folder, for other work. But this will be a folder we're going to use today in this week in this task. So Before we move on and I end this video, I just want to mention two other bonus tools for Google Drive. One is the mobile app that can be really useful if you're trying to access information from anywhere. I've used this many times on the fly, um, and you can download it for iPhone or Android. The other tool that not a lot of students know about is called Google File Stream. What this does is it adds a app to your computer and lets you search and find the files that are on Google Docs and Google Drive through your native operating system. So once I've downloaded it, it looks like this app down here says Google File Stream, and it also adds a little app up here on the mini menu. And here, I'm going to close out of this. And what it also does is it adds it over here to your favorites and your location. So anytime I click on Google Drive, I'll see my Drive files here, and then I can see how I organized everything here. I like this because it just saves me a lot of time. I don't have to log into a browser to access these files. So for example, I have a shortcut over here for this intro for this semester, and I have folders for the class. So those shared folders I created for all of you are right here. They're right at my fingertips, and I can click on any of these to access them, which I really like. So if I click on Amanda, of course, I don't see anything there, but once she adds her intro script and her folders, I'll be able to see those there. So again, I really like this feature. You might too. It syncs it with the cloud, so it'll back up your work for better or worse. If you make a change, it'll make a change everywhere. But I've been using this for years now, and I probably couldn't live without it.